I need to find my iPad. Where the fuck did I put it? Where did I put it? Oh, there. Good shit. Oh. Light it up. Might need a new citronella. This one will seen better days. Okay. Oh man. Get some work done. Yeah. It being melted is kind of a sign that I might need a new one. You know. I guess at least for most folks, at least sign. Like whatever, it still has some of the stuff at the bottom. I'm gonna use it. It's gonna last, I promise. Man. I use oregano oil, tea tree, and eucalyptus oils. I just need something I can just fucking like buy. See here, the fucking see. This is exactly why I got this fucker out here. Because these goddamn mosquitoes. That's why. But then I put a little bit. I just put just a little bit of tissue in here, and this huge ass flames comes up. Oh man. Okay. Part of the issue. See? Huge ass flame. Gigantic ass flame. Okay. Let me see if I can find one of the things. Okay, I found one. Alright. Honestly not sure you're supposed to light this shit. I'm just lighting it until it starts smoking. Yeah, I know. I guess folks aren't getting a notification. Like, I have no idea. Usually have quite a few people watching by now. I don't know. Guess YouTube said fuck this guy. Okay, is it? Oh, okay, it's actually burnt. Okay, here we go. It's actually burning. Alright. There we go. Yeah, Jay, are you the only one who got the notification? This has been 5 minutes, and I just like nobody got the notification. Let me check. Let me check Google. Google it. It's strange. $280. Is there another hangout going on? Like shit. I'm gonna forget what the fuck I was talking about. Or what I wanted to respond to. Ah. Shit. Ah. Show us tab. I'm trying to see your comments a bit better. Change this. Blackboard. Spell. Is he? Well, he'll usually send me a message like, hey fucker, you got a hangout going on. I'm trying to debate fucker. I'm like, oh my bad. I'm sad. Yeah, well, I got done talking to Aaron Raw a few minutes ago. I did a little bit of reading out here with my son, and trying to get him on the reading bandwagon so he feels confident. And he's flying out to Fresno, I guess for some conference or something. But I wanted to pull him into a hangout because I haven't actually like sat and talked to him for a while, especially live. Like it's like when I do talk to him, it's rare, and it's usually off air. And I haven't talked to DPR in a bit, so I'll probably see if I can get a hold of DPR. I know Reginald Finley's kind of busy on the weekdays, so I usually don't, like I'll send him some stuff here and there. He may kind of glance at it because I'll see notification, but he won't actually like respond to it. But I already know what he does, and he's actually like busy educating people, and so I wanted to kind of get Reggie at least, because I mean he is big on like debunking a lot of the conspiratorial nonsense, especially like shitty vegans and young earth creationists and shit like that. It's the stuff that they put out. So he's really keen on that. I mean, he has more experience in it than I do, and he seemed to make a really really good impression on G-Man, because G-Man gave I don't think he knows his name, but he referenced Reggie in his last video. I didn't watch all of them. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like I saw a timestamp, I clicked on it, and then I kind of listened. Yeah, but it's funny because I was gonna change the hey Dre. Hey, yeah, evidence. I watched your video, man, that you just put out, and that's kind of what sparked. Well, I guess that's what kind of influenced me to make a video, because I was like, I wasn't going to say anything, but he actually said some pretty funny stuff, and it just so happened to align with the conversation that I was having with somebody, because I have a little downtime in between classes. My professors don't like to teach often, so there we go. So I'll get a break in between classes, a little bit longer than normal, and so I'll talk to folks and kind of have like mini epiphanies. T is all up in a fit over you calling him out. Well, I mean, he could be upset. I know he wants my nuts, so I mean, it's whatever. If he wants to think that I'm bisexual, then I'm willing to give in to that notion, not to him personally. So, man. Anyway, but yeah, I just find it, and like I said, what the conversation I had today with someone while I was at school, it just so happened to align with what I'm hearing from G-Man's recent video about like the reality. Of course, it's funny. It's funny. He's under the impression that like I'm trying to think of a nice way to put it. Like I'm struggling. Like everyone should be obligated to deal with him. that's one of the things that you get when you personally deal with G-Man. Like if you afford him time, it's not. Of course, the second that I start making a point, this fucking thing screws up. Okay, now people are coming. Jeez. So one of the things, like when you afford this guy time, it's almost like he's doing you a favor. And it's funny because when you hear him talk about stuff, especially how he's going to change people's minds, and there we go. When he's talking about changing people's minds, and he's going to dismantle. He's going to dismantle evolution, and it's going to stop being taught. Like you have to wonder, like what goes through his head that makes him think that what he's doing on the internet will actually help toward that effort. Like even if we buy that for a second, like just play along. And I'm just using this as an example. It could be any topic. It doesn't matter. What makes him think that what he's doing on the internet is going to have any impact on like legislation as far as what's taught in a particular college in a particular state? Like I'm not sure really like what cascading effect that he thinks is going to happen, because I've not actually heard a plan. And like I said, I'll buy this. Like I'll go ahead and agree, for argument's sake, that he believes that what he's doing is going to have some impact to that degree. But I've not heard a plan. Like I don't know. I'm not even sure if he knows how a bill becomes a law and how he would have to like petition to get that bill in the first place. I really don't think that he actually knows that. So that's why I'm kind of like, well, what's the overall goal? Because he's really good at asking people what their intentions are and then applying what intentions he believes people have. He's really good about that. He's not so good at the whole listening part, that. But that's to the surprise of no one. So I get genuinely curious, like how he actually thinks this stuff works. G-Man has a narcissistic personality disorder. I don't think that he's really a narcissist. I just think that he just doesn't know. It comes like because he's an adult. Well, he appears to be an adult. Well, because he has a particular age, we start to attribute certain like disorders, I guess, or start to speculate about certain disorders. But I really don't think that he's honed in on like how stuff actually works. And it's he might be. I don't know. Like I just it's. I'm a bill on Capitol Hill. Yes, I remember Schoolhouse Rock, but it's interesting because I've said like it doesn't matter what I say here on YouTube. It's not going to have any real impact on society. So I'm curious how he thinks that he's going to have an impact, but that lends itself to this idea that he is going to disabuse people of particular notions, and this too is related to the idea that people should afford him time because he is who he is. What's going on? One of the interesting kind of things that gets tossed around is that he's upset when a scientist, when I say a scientist, someone who is in the STEM field and they have, let's say, above a bachelor's degree education, like they're doing their master's, or they have their master's working on a PhD, or they already have their PhD, someone in the upper tiers, in the upper echelons of academia, right? He's under the impression that they should afford him time because he has a particular view. Not that he deserves it, because that idea of deserving time is something that is almost say foreign to him. And the reason I say that, again, this is not my opinion, this is based on my interactions with him being a mediator between him and Sam, because he wanted me to coax Sam into having a debate with him. And I said, I don't know if Sam's going to go for that. I'm not his keeper, but I'll forward him, that request. And Sam was like, why the fuck would I do that? Like, that's a waste of my time. Like, and like, he has no problem with me saying this because it's fucking true. Like, what does Sam gain out of spending time in a hangout with True Empiricism or G-Man or Tommy Hall or any of these guys? when he's doing actual science, like as we fucking speak. Like he's sending me messages on Facebook right now that I'm trying to also respond to. Um, but you know it. But it's I'm I I'm not deserving of Sam's time. Sam, you know. Oh, how you doing?
Good afternoon. Good evening, sir. It was so hard to find your place.
Yeah, sorry, I tried to put
No
the.
problem. There is no, yeah, it's not working, the phone number.
Oh,
Here you go, Mr. Alfred. Enjoy your food.
Right, thank
Have
you,
a good
sir.
night.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
so it's like I don't think that that I'm deserving, you know, of Sam's time because I don't have the requisite education to really talk about a lot of the topics at his level. Like I can talk at a level or two below his. So I am grateful for him granting me that or affording me that opportunity. But and that's what it is. Like Fiona's not obligated to cater to, you know, my questions or anybody's questions because she's already accomplished it. But she is afforded that time because she wants to. And I think people kind of take for granted the plethora of individuals that exist here on the internet. Well, especially this area on the internet, and they forget that, you know, how many people do you run across in Starbucks that have PhDs in, you know, theoretical physics that will sit down and spend their time talking to you and fielding difficult questions and stuff like that. Like they don't have to because they're out actually doing shit. So it's very interesting how people kind of get a bit, I guess, haughty when it comes to what they think people should do and how they should interact with them. And actually, Ozzy has a really good quote about this. For those of you who remember this quote, "I'm nobody's bitch." Ozzy is not obligated to field difficult questions from me or from hell anybody else or what was that dude? I think it was Trey Jadlow was demanding that he would come and debate him at a moment's notice, and these fucking call out hangouts and stuff like that. And it's just like who do some of these folks think they are? Like really? Like who the fuck do you think you are? It's no one's obligated to be here. Like I do this shit for fun. Like people want, you know, me to you know, come in and speak my mind. I don't know why, but they do. So I oblige. So it's like I don't understand where people get this idea from. You have to earn that audience. You have to show that you are worth being an interlocutor of whoever this person is, if you're even engaged in debate. And honestly and truly and like really, like for real, a debate is between two people on the same fucking level, not someone that you have to teach along the way. And that's why the debate between G-Man and I wasn't a real debate. It was, and as Mowdy pointed out, I took the deficit model by trying to, you know, teach and rather than debate the point, and it doesn't come out very well. You know, it doesn't, especially if the goal that I'm trying to do is demonstrate a particular point. You know, me trying to teach that point, you know, kind of impedes that effort, and that's why I accepted that criticism because he's right. But that's the problem with having a lopsided discussion there, where you're having to teach somebody in the midst of, you know, responding to the gross conceptual errors that exist. And that's why you have to, you know, be afforded that audience, because if what you could do to deserve that audience is show a certain level of competency, and we know good and damn well that a lot of the folks we talk to haven't demonstrated it. And I'm not saying just say all the right words all the right time, never misspeaking. I'm talking about just getting the gross concepts somewhat correct and having a base, like just like a basal understanding of whatever it is the topic. Like it really doesn't matter, but oftentimes that's not even met. So it's difficult. Check. If you're going to be throwing around the word interlocutor, you better goddamn well be speaking in Shakespearean verse on a daily basis. Look, I like the word interlocutor. I fucking enjoy that word. And Steve says it, and I'm going to say it. Uh, Lie down with dog, wake up with fleas. Lie down with G-Man, wake up with no IQ. Yeah, I mean and that's the thing that kills me about these exchanges. Like, and G-Man got upset when I told him. I was like, Sam don't want to fuck with you, dude. He don't like you, fucking persona non grata. Like I really, like that's the nicest way I can put that across. And if uh, if somebody's like, you know what, Drag, I don't think you know enough about this topic, for us to really converse on. It's like, you know what, I'm gonna take that L. I'm gonna fucking take it because you know what, if I recognize that they know something about this topic and I don't, I probably shouldn't be fucking talking about it. I should probably be, the expert recommend some resources, but they could probably recognize, they could probably recommend some resources for me to, get in the know. So it's not something I can take it seriously, you know, or take it personally rather. I take the criticism on board and research, and that's right, average, and that's exactly what I'm saying. That's that's the overall issue with a lot of these guys because it's like, you know, the most of the conversation I had today with somebody, I'm not gonna say who, revolved around the fact that they pointed out how patient I was with the barrage. I'm really getting just a barrage of strawmen. Like there was a strawman army, and I have both hands tied behind my back, and I'm having to headbutt them one after another. That's really what it is. Like I'm having to combat a misrepresentation of physics, chemistry, evolutionary biology from somebody who can't read the literature and actually understand what he's even referencing, who has no idea that a chiropractor is not the type of person you would go to for health information. I mean, like there's a fundamental disagreement on the field that we're even talking about. And I had to keep repeating over and over again, we're talking about biochemistry at the end of the day. Oh, we're talking about biochemistry, and I keep going, we're talking about biochemistry. And I mean, that's not the only topic that this whole GMO thing or any of this revolves around, but it's one of the main ones. And I stuck to that just as an example, how much it was glossed over, and that how much the person now is engaging really doesn't understand enough about this topic to speak on it, and gets offended when people point that out. And so there is no real nice way to go about saying, well, you telling me to drink bleach is not proving your point because I know what molarity is when you're comparing the chlorine in bleach to the chlorine in pool water. Well, one of us knows the difference between the molarity of the two, and one of us can actually create both of those in solution and show you the difference and actually create a cup of diluted chlorine and drink it on camera. One of us can do that and the other can't. So there's a fundamental difference between what needs to be known in order to have the conversation in the first place. But it's just, it gets missed like time and time and time again. And then when I made the point that the people who can really have this conversation are either people who are deferring to folks in the field or those folks in the field at the end of the day. And I've not claimed to be one of those in the field. I claim to defer to people who have literally created the GMOs or the mutagens or whatever people want to describe them as. Like I just, and that got distorted to hell. And it's simply amazing. It's simply, but what probably amazes me the most is the assumption that these guys have the ability to change people's minds. That overall is one of the more amazing kind of assumptions that gets put forth, or that's not assumption, the notion that gets put forth is that some way, somehow, somewhere they have the ability to change people's minds, to influence people. Well, I do agree that a lot of them do possess that ability, but there's a certain level of gullibility that comes with each individual that you need to take into account. it's not very hard to change my mind on a topic, given that the person who's speaking on the topic actually knows quite a bit about it. They don't have to know necessarily more than me, but they have to know a bit about it that, you know, would show me that there is more to it than I originally thought, and that my position on it may be because of a misunderstanding, maybe because of lack of information, or any number of things. But being able to communicate that it's just as effective. And so that communication part is looked over so much that that's what causes a lot of the speculation as to how these individuals interact with other what their potential peers. I'll say that in a social environment, because I know that if I want to convince somebody of something, I can't be a complete asshole and interrupt people every 2 seconds and throw out straw man after straw man after straw man after straw man if I'm really trying to convince somebody of something. If I want to change my own mother's mind, I won't have the type of conversations that if I were to take the place of one of the Clown Car Posse members, I wouldn't use anything in their repertoire at all. I would talk just as I'm talking right now. I would do more listening than talking, and seek to understand my mother's position on a topic. And I think that gets forgotten a little bit too often for my taste, especially for the type of like the almost weird arrogance a lot of them have about changing people's minds. I don't keep a tally of all the people's minds that I've changed, but there's been quite a few. I'm pretty sure he won't mind me, saying it, but Odeon is one of the people who used to go to True's channel, used to go to Nephilim Free's channel, because he thought that they knew what they were talking about. But lo and behold, he's sought out me, Steve, and a few others when he has questions about science. Well, in some way, shape, or form, he has felt that I'm competent enough to at least provide some type of information, at least at this level. The people who have helped me with some of my homework, there I go mention school again, they didn't have to help me. CRISPR, Rastamine, Sam, Fiona, Jay, none of them have had to help me. None of them have to help me. If they feel that I know absolutely nothing about the topic and it won't be worth their time, it's well within their right to refuse. But if I've not done any type of research and I knew nothing, then that leans more towards my ability to do my own research and to try things on my own before I go and I seek help. And again, that speaks to one's personal motivation, one's personal perseverance, things that I really don't see from a lot of these folks at all. And it's crazy because especially Hogtie Champ too, and people don't sleep on Hogtie Champ. Some of us kind of make reference to him probably being one of the most educated dudes on G Plus, and we're not fucking around with that. So no one deserves Hogtie Champ's time. No one deserves his time. The fact that he's even here, engaging with us, is an honor. Like, at point blank fucking period. I have no problem fucking saying that. Like, that's just the fucking truth. And that, you can say it's my opinion all fucking day long. But for those of us who actually fucking know, like those of us who know, it's truth. And it's crazy. Like, it's crazy that the folks who seek to change people's minds can't interact with, folks as well educated and as well read as Hogtie, but they want to pretend as though they have enough influence to engage him, to prove him wrong, to change his mind of all things, but then can't do it at the lower levels for people who were homeschooled and who really don't know a lot about these topics. Well, like, if you can't convince the people that are your main detractors, that you're not doing a very good job. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So, what is there to say? Because I've been proven wrong before, and people have record, and that's why I don't delete my videos on my channel, where it's in the comments where people have corrected me, where people have shown me to be wrong. It's just absolutely fucking just ass backwards, and they stay there as a testament to my ability to learn. And so That's why you don't see me deleting videos and pretending stuff doesn't exist and keeping tally of who got what correction right, because it doesn't matter. Like if you need to keep tally of stuff that you've corrected people on and how many times you've been corrected, that speaks volumes. Like if you don't understand that, well, taking the correction is good, but then learning from that mistake is even better, then you got some maturing to do. You never would you survive in the fucking military. None of these people would have never survived in the fucking military with the mindsets that they have. I'm sorry, not you, Tommy, not you, G-Man, not Veckel, not Antonio. Well, Antonio says he did. I want to see a DD-214. Antonio probably did. I'll leave Antonio out. True, none of these guys. You know, it's like I just like really. But that's pride gets. I think that's what it is. I think that's like I don't know. Like we got people in the community who have taught themselves shit. Red's one of them. Red's taught himself fucking calculus just to calculus trig, and trig, just to combat flat earthers. That's some perseverance, and to reach his goals of eventually, working for one of those fancy smancy aerospace companies. But I'm like, shit. Like, how many people have actually sat down to learn this shit and have taken enough time to really do that? I mean, read, not watch fucking YouTube videos. Let me reiterate real quick. Let me mix it up. Not watch fucking YouTube videos. 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 Actually read. Like, sit down with one of those book things and read. Open up one of those web pages from one of those fancy smancy websites, those repositories that they have with a bunch of scientific information where scientists from all over the world put their stuff online. A lot of it's free access, and read the words on the screen and look at the numbers that they have there. I don't know, I might just had a fucking video with somebody the other day, doing just that, but read. Like, you can't get away from that. Dragon Knights Ryan ever answered your challenge when he put about doing problems for your class? No, he hasn't. He skipped clean past that. And I offered him, I've been offered this to him, and thank you for noticing that first case. Because I offered him, hey, once you do some once you make some chemistry videos, why don't you actually do something on your channel about fucking science? And you say you like it, so do it. You do one and I'll do one. And it's like he thrives on the drama because this is his life. He doesn't have a life outside of this, and it's quite clear because I've offered all of this stuff, but it conveniently gets forgotten. But I mean, we all knew what was going to happen, so it is. You mean G-Man sources for? But yeah, the satirical website. Well, it's a problem with him personally that he doesn't understand how peer review works. He's got it in his mind that. Him and Neffy and quite a few others, that peer review is some evil system to keep Christians out. Ironically enough, a lot of the Christians that they defer to, like Tompkins, actually have PhDs, so I'm not sure how that works and doesn't work at the same time. It's almost like they're not being honest. But anyway, I think it's an excuse because he doesn't want to read. I know he can't read papers, and it's quite clear that they're unwilling to. There's no way of getting out of reading, and I'm still trying to figure out why laziness is acceptable in general with some of these folks. I don't think that point's been addressed. Why is laziness something that should be sought after and it should be a goal? Because it seems like, well, just saying whatever is okay. So if I say, well, G-Man, the GMO burger and the regular hamburger, patty have the same nutritional value, and then that gets turned to Dragnet thinks fast food is healthy. Like, in what bizarre world is either of those fucking two statements even remotely related? Like, you really have to wonder what goes through the Mooncat filter and how it gets chomped up and regurgitated, and then when you point out that that's not what I fucking said, he gets upset because I'm playing semantics, because I'm upset that he misworded my statement. How does that work, folks? How does that fucking work? What, is it really hard to repeat what I just said? Like, even just offer a summation of what I just, is it really that hard? Like, it's mind-boggling. Fucking my, I think that's what I use to describe the conversations that I have like that, because it wasn't contentious. It was just amazing how much somebody could get your position wrong in real time, and then assert that they know your mind better than you at the same time. It's funny. Dragon is G-Man anti-GMO now, and what's he calling by now? Okay, yes, G-Man is on his conspiracy trip now. A few people have reached out to me, and they've said that he is getting closer and closer to flat Earth, and I'm, you know what? I think that I'm agreeing with him now. Like, he is getting, eventually, quite honestly, quite a few people have said this to me. He's getting closer and closer to flat Earth, so he might hit it eventually. I don't know. Yeah, TE, that whole drama. I met a trans woman for one of my classes, and she and I had some conversation about, you know, passable trans women, and TE took what I said on TST about that and then concluded that I was bisexual. Excuse me, he's speculating about me being bisexual. He can speculate all day, that's fine, but majority of people know why he's hoping that I'm bisexual. A lot of us understand why. So if that helps him sleep at night, if he can, you know, beat his dick to more of my videos and wish that, that's fine. I have no problem with that. My wife didn't appreciate that comment. He took the videos down. It is what it is. And I'm just like, hey, whatever. But yeah, it's like, it's funny that these guys think that they deserve our time. In all honesty, if I'm being serious, True doesn't deserve my time. Ronnie, True Empiricism, whatever you want to call him, I don't think he deserves anybody's time. Neffy doesn't deserve my time. No. I would say Tommy, because Tommy actually reads some of the time. A fifth of the time he reads. Fifth of the time. Tommy, I would still talk to. G-Man, I'm still not convinced that, like, anybody should really deal with you. Like, you can, because it's always funny just to see how bad he mangles your argument, but no, like, he makes no attempt to actually understand you, because he then tells you what you believe. Yet he can't, like, and this is funny. This is what kills me. This is what really kills me, folks. I'm going to end this because Mrs. Dragon's home and she's hungry. Wouldn't you rather be focused on school, Denise? Yeah, I just took a break from it, from doing some school stuff to talk about this for a little bit. No, I'm not trying to convince G-Man shit. I'm not. No, he's incapable of learning at this point from other people. I'll say that he's incapable of learning from other people. He picks up some of the things that I say, he repeats them, but I don't think he actually understands what I'm saying. If he was so in tune with what I'm thinking and my positions and my arguments, he could be on my level. If he truly knew my mind, he could be on my level, but he's not. Point blank fucking period. He should be able, if he's in tune with what he thinks and what he believes so much that he can knock down arguments like that with a few words, and he thinks that he is hot shit to that level, he should be able to walk into the same offices that I've walked into in the past few weeks and get the same opportunities that I've gotten just by speaking to the instructors. Research opportunities. If you don't know what goes down here in Houston as far as the biomedical field, then you know that's fucking money. That's fucking opportunities. So we're talking, fucking six-figure shit. Like, that's the kind of stuff, that the foot in the door kind of shit that I'm talking about. If these guys were on their shit, if they were as hot shit as they claim to be, they should be on my level, but they're not. And it's upsetting, So, yep, it's food time, folks. Thanks for watching. Like I said, I just want to make this little video and a brief response to some of the recent stuff. Yes, it is time to eat now. I'm going to try and get a hold of Reginald Finley and a few other people so we can talk about GMOs. Go look up GMO stuff, folks. We're going to talk about it this weekend. All right. I might be on early tomorrow because I just got an email from my instructor that there's no class, so there's probably no reason for me to even go to school tomorrow because I only have one class. So I might still go anyway just to be productive. So anyway.